Rock and Roll Hall of Fame time. They have announced the inductees. Biggie's been hard at work back there. Do you know, I see in front of me now on my screen that Biggie's got 8 different songs from 8 different artists that are going in. And that's not even the full list. That's a lot of people to put into the Hall of Fame.
Well, some are, I guess, not just musicians.
The non-performing categories?
Yeah. I'll give you one. Don Cornelius, Soul Train.
Okay, well,
Mr. Soul Train.
I don't have any problem with that. He had a long, storied career. Don Cornelius is
Peace, love, and soul.
And a producer.
Yeah, he made
Not
his
just
mark.
a host.
He made his mark.
And he went toe-to-toe with Dick Clark.
Yeah.
And here's another one I'll throw before we get to the, which I guess he would be considered a musical artist, Bernie Taupin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he deserved to.
Writer.
But he should have been, well, I'm very anti-writer today.
Oh, that's right.
But
You're on the other side of the street with a different sign.
It turns out.
Just a sign with no writing.
Well, who's going to write it? That's what their sign should be.
Oh, my
Their
God.
sign should be blank.
Yeah.
The writers' signs that are on strike.
Who wrote that? No one.
No one.
There's nothing on it.
Oh, my God, how meta. And what a performance that is. When you walk by their picket signs, they're all blank.
Yeah, they should
Why?
have no writing on it.
Nobody to write it.
You know what? My wife and I
They
were
should have thought
watching.
of that.
Tremendous.
We were watching some of the news coverage of the writer's strike last night, and of course, they have the coverage of the picket. They had cameras right there on the picket lines, and the people are chanting on the streets.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do we want? Fair contract. When do we want it? Now. Beth turns to me. She said, "You think they'd come up with a better slogan if they were
They're writers.
better chant?"
Well,
They're writers.
I think that was written before. They can't write
They
now.
can't write now.
That's right.
They will not put pencil on paper
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
not going to do. Hey, oh.
Yeah.
There's plenty
I'm
of
just writing contracts. I have to go.
Yeah.
There's plenty of angles to go, and they're just missing them all.
Yeah, I guess
Gotta be in
so.
Hollywood.
But I love that blank sheet
Yes.
of paper idea.
Yeah.
That's good. Rob Lowe was out there on the picket line with him. Did you hear him earlier? We played this earlier. He was on the picket line saying, "Hey, my son's a writer, and I believe in these guys."
Yeah.
Why are you out here today?
Out to support the writers. Without the writers, we have nothing. My son is on the picket line today. I am very proud of it. We got to solve it and go back to work.
I think they have a show together too, right?
They do. They do something
Yeah, it's on
together.
His son is a writer on his show that 911 Texas Save Me or whatever.
That's it. 911 Texas, save me.
Yeah.
Save me, Texas.
Save me, Texas.
I thought they had a streaming show out together.
They do.
There's a different show too.
They do. 911 Texas, save me. That's the one I watch.
My God, an armadillo caused a pile up.
You will not see that show. There's nobody writing that
Nope.
show right
Okay.
now. Forget it. Those writers are on strike. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I got a problem with the very first one that Biggie's put up here.
All right. Well, this is kind of no particular order.
All right.
But we definitely talked about this one.
Can I ask two before we get into the inductees?
Yeah.
Was there a fan vote this year, Biggie?
Yes. Yes.
Do we know who that
believe
person
there
was?
Oh, I know who won the fan vote. I'll give you that right now. Let's just start with the fan vote. All right. The fan vote went to George Michael.
You find that surprising?
A little, but if Chris Demm's, he's educated me on this. I mean, this is not rock and roll, but it's pop music, and
Yeah.
I think he deserves in, George Michael.
Oh, I think he deserves in.
Yeah. And he won I think going away, he won the fan vote
right?
by a lot.
Is that right?
I mean, he was a pop masterpiece writer.
Yes.
And he could write. He was a pop genius.
I just read over the weekend that he had won. He's the only one I knew was definitely going in because he won the fan vote. So, yeah, I have no problem with that one.
No problem.
Oh, you do have a problem with that?
I mean, we've talked about this before. It's
Yeah.
just the rock. It's just a hall of music now.
When we talk about this, I always feel like it's like what you just said. I've learned through the years, it's like they're just going to let anybody in to get people to visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's right.
So, and here's the one I have a problem with before Biggie, and I'll just do this one for you, too. In fact, take some time off here. I'll do a few of these.
No problem. My
All
work
of
here's
us?
done.
Or Biggie.
Just Biggie.
Biggie can sit this one out.
Take 5, Biggs.
No, and I want your opinion on this. I see the first one you put up here is Kate Bush for running up that hill. And I don't think she deserves it. I think the only reason they even considered her was because she had the Stranger Things hit from a year
The
and a half.
comeback of all comebacks.
I mean, that's the
From nowhere.
If they had not put her in that show, she wouldn't even be considered. So I don't think she deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They want those people to
That's it.
come up to Cleveland. And
That's right.
I think other musicians, she's somebody that other musicians will say she was an influence on me.
Yeah.
Musicians like her. I do think definitely that having this definitely put her on the radar of people again.
The only reason. And Winona Ryder did that. Winona Ryder, who's a star of Stranger Things, is a fan of hers and maybe a friend of hers and said, let's use it in the show. I didn't even. I mean, this is from the '80s, but not that huge a hit even then.
Oh no,
it was a. It's a much bigger hit
no,
now.
I would put it. I would because I bought her record.
Yeah.
I liked some of Kate Bush's songs.
Yeah.
I don't know that she's Rock Hall worthy.
Right.
But I bought this record and we put it on mixtapes, and my friends would say, "Who's that?"
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, she was not a huge star.
Yeah.
That show has made her now 30 years after the fact, or more than, almost 40 years after the fact.
Life works in funny ways.
That's right. That's right. It does
You know,
sometimes.
I mean, if she can retire more comfortably now, hey,
oh, I have
more
no
power
problem.
to her,
I have
you
no
know.
let her
problem with that.
retire. Yeah.
Has that show made other people's careers revive?
Not really. I mean, their soundtracks are always in line with time.
That is the song.
But
has
that
come
song
back.
has, and I'll tell you what it did for a lot of people was piss off a lot of Metallica fans because you had teeny bop girls playing Master of Puppets.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
So that plays a big role.
The other thing about that show, there's one from the first season, Should I Stay or Should I Go, was pretty big. And the, is it the Foreigner song when the two are making love?
That was mostly your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You would write a question about that and put up or shut up once a week.
It wasn't love. They were
Waiting
having
for
their
a girl
first
like you.
kiss.
Waiting for a girl like you. No,
Yeah.
they had sex up there. And the girl, poor Barb, got dragged into the underworld. Barb got dragged into the Upside Down where those two were doing it up in the bedroom. And I was going, where's Barb? And they're playing the Foreigner song.
That's where they lose me.
Oh, that's good stuff now.
Upside down.
Oh, when Barb gets dragged into the Upside Down?
Before she can have sex.
She's not the one having sex. Her friend left her alone at the pool and said, I'm going to go have sex with this guy. They go up to his bedroom.
She's sitting at the pool.
Yeah.
He puts on a little foreigner.
Yep. Yep. And they're getting ready to do the deed, and down goes Barb through the drain of the pool. And she's gone.
The pool drain. That's where it is.
A pool drainer. That's where the upside
Is
down
Barb
is.
making a noise? Nope, don't hear anything.
I think I hear Barb.
No, you don't.
No, it's fine. He just reaches over and turns up the foreigner.
I've been waiting.
That's right. Okay.
Okay.
So that's I have a problem with Kate Bush because I don't think she'd even sniff it if it weren't for Stranger Things.
Duly noted.
And Father Figure and George Michael I have no problem with. Biggie, what do we have next?
The next, I would say this is a big name, Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow.
All I wanna do is have some fun.
You saying no? You don't think so?
When was her debut? Has it been 25 years?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, this song was 94.
Crazy.
You're saying no.
I don't think no. I mean, I think she's a great singer.
Mm-hmm.
Her work
Not enough
doesn't
hits.
move me
Not
enough.
enough hits.
She was around there with all the Lilith Fairs and and all that.
Yeah.
Those 90s with the female singing groups that were big at that time. She was right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I'd never heard her name until this song, and that was 94.
Yeah.
And this song was an enormous hit. My friend Terry pulled me into the production room and said, listen to this.
And you did.
I sure did. I was like, God, Terry, you're right. This is fantastic. It was totally different. I mean, it was just like, oh.
She worked her way up.
what's
She backup singer.
She was, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my criteria are influence,
Any
originality,
influence? Yeah.
influence for sure.
Okay.
I think she influenced, as Dave said, other artists.
And
I don't know that the talent level's there. I don't know that the body of work stands up.
a little bit flimsy.
To me.
I think I'm with you on that. If you really wanted to crack down on it. All right, Biggie, who do you have next?
Missy Elliott.
All right.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. Put my thing
Chris
down.
Demm's face
my.
says it all.
But see, I think for my generation, I mean, I think she was one of the early that I know there were other female rappers, but she was one of the first ones to kind of stick out, have success. I think of.
Salt and pepper would like a word.
Well, see, I know that's what I mean.
How old is Missy Elliott?
But I think Missy Elliott would be more influential than the Salt and Pepper. That's
She Kelly's
just me.
age?
Yeah. Well,
She's that old?
Yeah, easily.
Excuse
Well, I
me.
mean, you have to be
I'm
out
sitting,
there.
sitting right here.
Your album has to be, 25 years after your debut?
Yeah.
To get considered.
Let me see how old she is.
I call Dave and myself Salt and Pepper, and here you are. She's that old. That
more
old
salt.
hag's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't
Well, put
think
her in the album while she's still alive.
But
yell
she's
at
got
her.
1 foot in.
You
don't she?
made it into the hall. Go to the home and tell her she's in the Hall of Fame.
I think she was an
goodness.
original. I'll give her that.
I'm not educated enough on her music.
Yeah.
you
I
can
didn't
say.
think she was
I couldn't
been around
tell you.
long enough for that.
Who next do we have, Biggie?
The one and only Willie Nelson.
On the road again.
Well, if you're putting in country artists, and
That's
they put
just it.
then,
Yeah, Dolly went in last year.
then absolutely.
I think you're going to see one a year.
The life I love is
Because
making
Johnny Cash has been in for years.
Yeah.
Has he?
keep
Yes.
waking on.
But he's a little more crossover than
Correct.
Willie, don't you think? Yeah.
On the road
And he had more of a
again.
rock and roll attitude.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, Willie was, they considered him a quote outlaw country, right?
Yep.
Dolly was never outlaw.
He's another beloved Willie Nelson, I think.
He's an icon.
He's an icon.
He's 90.
Yeah, he just turned 90.
Smoking that weed, man.
You tell me about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, man. Hey.
But he had he did have a. Was this the song that was the top 10 hit on? Was this a
Had to be.
Probably.
Hot 100?
Had to
Yeah,
be.
probably. Whiskey River?
No,
I don't know if that was
think
a radio
crossed
hit.
over.
Okay.
Not crossover.
All right. I'm okay with him going in. If you're putting country artists in, then he
I
can
mean,
go
some of
in.
these folks are just nice people.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I mean, they're just lovable.
Biggie?
Well, get ready. Rage Against the Machine.
I can't co-sign on this.
Scary.
A little bit scary for me. You all agree with it?
I think they should be in. That's just me.
I don't know enough about him. I know our friend Big A is doing cartwheels. Right?
Yeah.
And he loves Rage.
Not at his age.
No.
Or his body type.
I've met him. Not at his body type. He's not doing
He can't
cartwheels.
rage at his age.
Well, in his mind.
He may try, but I know Big A. He's not doing cartwheels. Mentally.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the body for that.
How long was Rage together, Biggie? Do you have any idea?
They're still around. They'll still. The lead singer's very kind of. He'll just for no reason just disband and say I'm done touring.
I did see,
and then
and
wait 10 years and come
I'm
back.
sorry, I can't speak on this, but I did see their name was on Twitter a week or so ago, maybe leading up to the Rock Hall vote.
Oh, there it is.
And a lot of people were, and I don't really know much about Rage, but the gist of the Twitter feed and thread was they're sellouts. They're
Oh,
corporate
really?
Sellouts.
Oh, really?
And of
They
course,
are.
their title is Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
And so I can't speak on it, but that's kind of an undercurrent.
Oh yeah, I will tell you a lot of what like recently. So of course they were one of the first bands that were really into politics. I mean, like when I say, I shouldn't say one of the first bands, but they were in your
That was
face
part of their
about
act.
it. Yeah, I mean they were the ones that went and crashed like the Democratic National Convention and played outside.
Yeah.
I mean everything with them was politics.
You're right.
But like they'd recently toured 2 years ago or so, ticket prices were up there, and they're like, "Oh, that's where the sellout stuff starts."
They just came
I'm
into the
not mad
corporate
at ticket prices, but
Yeah.
okay.
But it's like, okay, and they were touring with another group called Run the Jewels, who were also very political, and it was kind of one of those where people were like, "Well, wait a second,
So you would have been
you're
against
now
this 20 years
charging,
ago.
yeah, you're charging me
What happened to
$500
Little
for a
Man?
ticket."
Right.
Yeah,
Where's Little Man? All right, who do you have next in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? They're in.
I have the Spinners, Rubber Band Man.
Well, Chris Demm's pro this.
Well, I love the Spinners.
Right.
So far, you put them at the top of the list, or this list so far.
Now, them and Willie.
And Willie.
Well, yeah.
But,
These guys were some of the best in the business.
and Showman
All
on
right.
stage.
Not rock, but soul.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And they're there. The Spinners are now in. And the last one that Biggie has on his list is Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
I don't get it.
Me neither, but I'm so...
As a solo act.
Yeah, Shaka Khan.
What about Rufus?
Yeah.
Who?
She was a vocalist in a group called Rufus.
Is that right? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't even know that.
They had, to me, more solid output.
Is that right? Really?
Rufus? Tell me something good.
I don't know anything. I don't know.
Just Shaka. Yeah.
Anytime we do this, and a lot of times we'll do it for the nominees and now for the inductees, I'm always out of the loop because y'all know so much more about music than I do. I never know. Like, I could have played Shaka Khan and you could have said, well, it's about darn time, and I would have been right along with you. Like, okay, yeah. Oh, Big A's on the phone.
Oh, you didn't like that.
I guess.
See,
Oh, Mr. Ray.
Big A for you. Hold on. If he's heavy breathing, we know he did do.
If he is, then you're wrong, and I'm right.
Big A, congratulations. There he goes. There he is. Yeah. Fresh from the cartwheels.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it is exciting. It is exciting. I'm not going to lie to you. I heard y'all. Of course, my app decided to cut out right when y'all said "Rage Against."
Yeah.
Right there. So it's nice.
That's on us. That's on
And,
us. That's our
I
bad.
can't thank y'all enough.
We do that.
So
Yeah.
good. But yeah, it came back on once y'all said, they were considered sellouts when they started charging lots of money for their tickets.
Right.
And,
right.
So I'll be at the studio in an hour to like start fighting people.
I
And,
figured. Yeah, that's exciting.
The reason they did that is they donated money to every city they went to. They picked a certain number of seats, charged extra money. They told you why they were doing it, and they would like raise millions of dollars for different fundraisers or it's not the word, charities to help people around the country. So it's not people always make fun of them and like, oh man, but you're a sellout because you make money. I'm like, well, they never said at any given point that they were like, well, now we want to be poor and and make music. So, so yeah, it was all for a good cause. It's never like, nah, I'd like to pad my wallet a little more. So.
Okay,
I did not know that.
All right.
Okay,
They're wonderful people.
Okay.
Will you make the trip to Cleveland to see him in the Rock Hall?
Oh, I have been planning to do that the moment they got in. So I'll get rid of my whole family and everything if I have to. And,
smart decision.
I will go.
We're canceling our reservation, so you can have those
What
hotel
a
rooms.
fan. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a hardcore.
Big
Yeah.
A, get by the radio station. We want to see you.
Oh, I will come in a heartbeat. Believe me, I'll be there.
No, that's one of his fake invitations.
Yeah, you should know that.
Stop by around 5 o'clock tonight.
He does not mean it.
Hey, wait a minute.
Come on a Friday around 5.
See you here.